Okay, joining us now from House Foreign Affairs is Congressman Mark Green. Congressman, pleasure having you on. Okay, California newspaper said that, Sheila Kuehl was one of the worst offenders in the do as I say, not as I do officials breaking their own lockdown rules. She, dined out at a restaurant in Santa Monica after she voted to ban outdoor dining. Now she's in a public corruption probe. What's your take on this?
Well, what we're talking about is, some kind of backdoor deal to get a friend or actually a campaign supporter hundreds of thousands of dollars of government money, absolutely needs to be investigated for corruption. But not surprising. I mean, look, we just gave 1 million barrels of our strategic oil reserve to China through a company of the president's son. So, I mean, it's just the way Democrats do business, I guess.
Yeah, so this Sheila Kuehl, she's served with a search warrant over allegations of criminal conduct over her alleged role in awarding a no-bid contract, reports are, to her best friend and a campaign donor to run a sexual harassment phone hotline that allegedly overcharged taxpayers thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. $800,000. Turns out each call wound up costing the taxpayers of that county $8,000 a call. I'm sure there are plenty of companies out there that'll do that call service for much cheaper.
But you know what the thing is, too, Congressman, when you and I have talked about these stories, we see what they do, right, and how they affect other people's lives. But then all these other things happen behind the scenes. I mean, Sheila Kuehl also pushed to fire 4,000 L.A. County sheriff deputies who did not comply with the COVID vaccine mandates earlier this year. The NYPD just won in court a pushback on that. She also pushed to ban county officials from traveling to states like Alabama over their abortion law. Do you know what I mean? So they're always setting these rules, but then behind the scenes, these other stories come out.
Sure. I mean, it's not surprising. Her governor, Gavin Newsom, had a big party up in Napa Valley and, of course, was restricting his own state from doing the same. I mean, it's always do as I say and not as I do with Democrat leaders. The tragedy is there are a lot of people who export the ideas that come out of California to the rest of the country. They're even talking about Gavin Newsom as a potential presidential candidate. So what matters in L.A. County and California should matter to the rest of us, because somehow the Democrats think that what they do out there is good. It's absolutely not what we need in the rest of the country.
And there's another layer to this. The L.A. County Sheriff, Alex Villanueva, is calling for the California State Attorney General to investigate allegations that county officials did tip off Sheila Kuehl and her friend of the impending search warrants at their homes. Reports are her friend met the officers at the front door with her attorney, so the sheriff is saying that's also evidence she was tipped off ahead of time.
Yeah, which is also a crime, right? I mean, you can't, when search warrants are served, there are a chain of custody on that stuff. Whoever broke that should also go to jail.
All right, so this contract was renewed for nearly $500,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. The county board has to approve them, but sheila Kuehl is saying, I knew nothing about that.
Well, I think the evidence suggests otherwise, or, the sheriff wouldn't be, starting an investigation on this. This is a supporter of hers, a high-dollar supporter of hers, and it's happened twice now where the contract's been awarded. She fought. Apparently, she had to really push hard to get the contract to her friend in the first place, against the wishes of the other people making the contract decision. So I'm sorry, the evidence is stacked up against her, and the sheriff is correct in wanting to do an investigation.
Yeah, the protests you saw were from last December 2020 against Sheila Kuehl for, saying no to outdoor dining during the lockdowns, but then she ate out at a restaurant. All right, Congressman Mark Green, we'll stay on a lot of stories with you. We'll have you back on again soon.
Great to see you, Liz.
Thanks for joining us.